Everybody, Jason Burmis here with a Jackmonious Spectacular. Now that I'm looking at that, we're gonna have to lower it a little bit. We're gonna do some handiwork right in front of everybody here. Again, guys, I was really hoping that we were gonna do it like, you know, studio style. I'm trying my best to get studio goodness, and of course that didn't work out there. We're coming around. Say hi, guys.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hopefully the beginning of a long weekend for all of you. Beginning of a long weekend for me. Absolutely. You know, cheers to everybody out there. And you know what? Today was a good day, I think. I think we can do a little bit of celebrating because in this info war, talking about the Epstein case, you know, day in and day out, it's pretty fucking dark and it can be, you know, kind of sad and bleak. But when something like this happens, you know, even the most cynical in us have to celebrate.
We're cracking beers, all right?
All right, cheers.
Yeah. Yes.
Cheers. All right.
So apparently, where is it? It is Bradford, you said?
Bradford, New Hampshire.
Bradford, New Hampshire. The word on the street was 1.2 million cash. Deal started. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna have to come up a little bit further so I can read what you guys are saying. How was the blunt Jason had earlier? I don't know what you're talking about. Let's be blunt, MF Doom.
MF Doom.
MF Doom villain. I don't know what the reference is, but
like he's
a regular at the brigade. So 1.2 million cash. September. I mean, she can't commit suicide in the same prison that Epstein didn't commit suicide in twice, when he was the first guy to successfully commit suicide in MCC in 13 years. Let me repeat that number for you. In 13 years, they didn't have another suicide other than Epstein, who failed the first time and then successfully did it the second time, being the most prison who did not commit suicide. Just saying. Is it buffering? Guys, I'm connected to the Wi-Fi here. I'm so sorry. Like, again.
Wi-Fi's not good. I thought it was good in Bradford, though.
Now, you know what? I didn't have any service in almost all of Vermont driving through.
Yeah, that
at all.
So that's coming to Vermont.
Yeah. Well, I have two phones. Yeah. So I have another phone that's in service, but this is my main phone. You know, you texted me on both. But that's the emergency one right there. My eyes are glassy AF. I don't know. I think it's the charming light.
The lights are pretty bright.
Yeah.
On the set of a wallflower.
It's like close encounters in here, folks. It's unbelievable. Jason's got the documents, folks, okay?
I'm trying.
Traveled far and wide to be here in New Hampshire. Walter White hung out in New Hampshire from Breaking Bad. It was a great place for Walter White. Naturally, Glenn's going to come here. So, waking up this morning, 8:30, 9 o'clock, the news broke that Ghislaine Maxwell had been arrested. So the first person I texted is this, and I said it was about a half hour from us, but it turns out it wasn't. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, we're going. 100% going.
We're going.
Someone just said no Valium. That's got to be on there, Ed, right? It would tell me 3 minutes into the video if I didn't have any fucking Valium on there, right? I mean, I'm hoping.
How many do we got watching?
I don't know. Only 34. Smash the like. Let's get off of the Wi-Fi, and let's see if we can just use that. It says no Valium again. Valium's back. No, it's just the buffering. Okay. Yeah, guys. I'm trying, guys. Listen. These are the limitations of technology. When I'm not a multi-million-dollar studio, and I'm way in the world today with the Xenix Q1202 USB. That's not working. Listen, my mouse that I brought, the wheel doesn't even work. And I took this out of the package. Look, see the wheel? Press it.
It's a labor of love.
It's you know,
it's a real labor of love.
If you learn, hit the GoFundMe. You want better stuff? Okay.
Burmis is worth it, guys. He's worth it.
Yes, no. We are kickers, and we're going to slither our way over to a bar after this. In Bradford, where we will drink the chrome of children. Let's talk adrenochrome for a second, guys. Because I start
the Turkish news thing.
You know what? I start seeing it all over the place, like saying it's fact. And look, here's the deal, guys. Let's go from where the adrenochrome type ritual really begins in Aleister Crowley, right? He talks about the most power being taken from a virgin child after being taken from behind, and then at the height of orgasm is when you cut their throat, and that's when you get the real power. So that right there, you know, somebody who's fearing life, going through a lot of pain, their adrenaline is pumping. It's already a dark magic crap ritual. Okay, one. Now, two, it gets popularized, I'd say semi-popularized, by Hunter S. Thompson. Again, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and it gets kind of a cult status there once people realize what it is and how it's a person in law enforcement talking to his lawyer and giving it to his lawyer, saying, let's look at corrupt power figures that somehow have, adrenochrome drug. And when they take drug, what do they see? They see lizard people, right? They see lizard people. So now you have this whole thing in, I would say, conspiracy culture where you're primed because of Aleister Crowley as a figure, his rituals, Hunter S. Thompson is a pop culture icon who's connected to a lot of the elitists who talked about the Bohemian Grove.
Hunting people.
Again, question 9/11 as well. And then you cycle that in with the Anunnaki, and now, of course, Ancient Aliens, really popular, and of course, the David Icke backdrop, right? Because obviously, Icke is the one that popularized that theory. Then it can kind of move into anywhere where there's child abuse. Don't really see any kind of evidence that this is happening or that any of these people are really on adrenochrome. That's where I would say that the mythos is rooted in, right? Now, I'm not saying that it's not done, but I'm saying if that's what you're looking for and you're going to accuse everybody of being a pedophile and everybody of drinking adrenochrome, you're just off base. Doesn't mean it's not happening. Doesn't mean there's not some reality behind that, but I, for one, don't believe in shape-shifting lizard people. I think that David Icke should be able to talk about it, or everybody else should be able to talk about it, just about any other subject. But I also think that we do ourselves favors when we talk about someone like Ghislaine Maxwell, Sarah Palin, Leslie Groff, Nadia Marcinkova, people we can wheel off their names, times, places, people they abused, flight logs, okay, criminal complaints, paperwork that we can back this up on, eyewitnesses, okay, real evidence. That's where we should always begin. And I think that the other stuff kind of issue. Somebody was showing me a TikTok yesterday. I hear the kids do the TikTok.
I'm not.
Do the TikTok.
They've got the attention span whittled down to about 10 seconds. Not even a lot, I think, at this point. Attention spans are probably more like 5 seconds.
It's basically like Vine with a bit of a backhand. Like you get one and one more.
Yeah, and they go to music.
Yeah, that's the shape-shifting department. That's the real shape-shifting.
I like the Jack Black one where he's dancing in the cowboy boots. I don't know if you saw that one. That was good. But
So yeah, what are you seeing on TikTok?
So again, one of the young people, they're showing me the TikTok.
Youngsters.
And there's this kid, I guess he's like 21, and he wears a hooded sweatshirt, and he comes towards the camera and he pulls the sweatshirt over, and each time he does that, he has this block of text above talking about something, right?
Yep.
And it was basically 90% of it was the real deal. He was talking about Epstein, he was talking trafficking.
nice.
What comes up later? Adrenochrome.
It's in vogue now, isn't it? Everyone wants to throw it in there.
Well, that's almost the same thing I have a problem with all these follow Q. They think that because they're on a message board and somebody extrapolates, 2 words in a thing, and then shows evidence for those 2 words, that's some kind of new information, and that's Q research. Motherfuckers, anything they've posted that's been legitimate has been around for years, if not over a decade.
Cherry-picking.
And not only cherry picking, it's like
Copy and paste.
it's more than that. It's like astrology. It's like people that check out
and LARPing, military,
You're building a narrative around something that's
it's
already
crazy. Rob was saying before we rolled here, Robbie Martin's latest. If you want to see a great breakdown and analysis by great independent media, Robbie Martin, Media Roots. Last night, first part, Robbie, hats off to you, man. That's real good.
And it poisons the well because all that stuff is good information, but these people think it's almost like, let me give you a softer version that doesn't hurt people. It's like when my boy Drufus, who mods this, right? He posts up a entire archive, a backup of all the WikiLeaks stock go down through zip. And literally the next day he does it, I see 20 posts on my social media from Twitter to Facebook, all over the place, about how the WikiLeaks files have been unlocked. Google has been unlocked. And I go, guys, none of these have not been around. It's not unlocked. Somebody just put them out there in one place where you could get them.
Made it really
It's been
accessible.
around for 4 years.
Accessible. And if we're
accessible,
talking about accessibility, awesome. If you think like Gary Franchi, I was like going on the Next News Network and he got an email tip about the locked. It was right around the time that we had the actual hack that everybody's keeping their mouth shut about when all
Dark
those
Overlords?
No. The Dark Overlord's older. I'm talking about when all those email addresses within the CDC and the Chinese government all got hacked and all their passwords so people could actually get in. Remember that?
Yeah.
But the actual documents didn't come out. It was just paste bins of everybody's account. Everybody keep that. See, when you don't hear about it, when it's real. Do you get it? They're not talking about those 3 data dumps with the Dark Overlord for proving Pakistani ISI help. They're not doing that. No. They don't want you to know who the person is by name who called in the gun on Flight 11. Oh, gun on Flight 11. Huh. Weird. We don't hear about that much, do we?
No.
No.
Wasn't that the former IDF Mossad guy?
Oh, Daniel Llewellyn?
Yeah, that guy, yeah.
I mean, again, you don't know whether it was Daniel Llewellyn, but Daniel Llewellyn is there, and then somebody does call in that there is a gun and possibly somebody shot on there. And forever, they told us there was no classified version of the 9/11 report. Well, I guess it's not classified other than the fact it is classified, and it's the draft in chapters. And that's where I was able to find the actual comptroller that took the phone call from the person that said there was a gun on 9/11. Why can't we hear those tapes? Huh? Don't you get it? I mean, 9/11 should still be an issue, especially when you got the guy running for president who's visibly senile, one of the key players in covering it up. One of the key players in going into Syria, really, with the CIA and Project Timber motherfucking Sycamore. 34 thumbs up. Come on, let's double this up, man. Let's
Look,
get
Jason,
going.
I met with him to warn him that if you don't stop supporting terrorists. Actually, no, he was more cognitive back then.
He was. No, listen, I thought to myself, you were doing good in the beginning. It was good, like,
We were going to come get you. Well, he had diplomatic immunity, or he had some kind of...
we did not arrest Khrushchev when he came.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, you're right. There's a thing called diplomatic immunity.
No, that was great. That question that Luke asked him, I wrote that question, gave it to Justin Martell. Martell was in a debate with Luke. Luke happened to get in with Biden, asked him the question.
Yeah, and I did get with Biden. I had, who did I get? I got, man, there was a couple of them. Sam
Thompson or Fred Thompson or Tommy Thompson.
I think it's Fred Thompson might
Fred
be one
Thompson,
of them.
yeah.
I got,
He's an actor too. Fred
yes,
Thompson,
yeah. Well, he wasn't the big one though. I think that the big one, man, it's
Sam Brownback.
That's right, Brownback, and there was one other.
Boy, this is going back.
I know, it's 2008, man. Like 2007, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Up in Manchester and Concord, New Hampshire.
Yeah. Been in the game a long time, folks.
Elaine was in Concord,
Grizzled.
New Hampshire today too, being that was where her court appearance. She zoomed into it. She zoomed into it.
Apparently,
she
her
wasn't
lawyers,
there in person.
Her lawyers for when every legal proceeding that's going to take place here, and just the detention proceeding is going to take place now in Manhattan.
She's looking at 75 years, I think, right, total, if everything is. So that's life. She's 58 now.
She's done so.
Even takes Adrenochrome, she might live to be 112. She's 75. She's looking at life, basically.
Yes.
If she gets all 6 counts. So
Jason, do you think she's gonna have a cellmate? Is it gonna be that?
she's gonna have that Tarleone.
cocaine cop.
She's gonna have that big Jack dude who killed the 4 people in the fucking cocaine.
It'd be amazing if they
His sister.
literally they
His
put her
sister.
they put her like a female like Thai Muay Thai fighter or like something like that, like some nutty thing. Some of the guys are like the one guy, man, I can't remember what his name is, but he's going to be in prison for the rest of his life for robbing banks down in America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, the OC guy?
I don't know. Is he at the place where Epstein was held?
No. He's in South American prison.
I don't know. I don't know him. No.
But it'd be great if they did that.
They should have Ghislaine be the type to have a camera installed, like in the. Like
Big Bird.
they should have cameras like.
I feel like they should pierce her
there's-
nipples with webcams that are just like
She
right
might do
there.
that type of thing. Yeah. Fucking freak.
Well, you know what? I mean, maybe, you know what? She can borrow Cuomo's nipple piercings. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay.
What do you think is going to happen, Ernest? Do you think she's going to try to make a deal? Is it too late to make a deal, or is she?
What deal can you make? You're literally the person who's trafficked dozens that we know of, more than than likely hundreds, if not thousands of young girls. I mean, we live in a real fucking corrupt world, man, but after even like all the shows out there, how do you let it ride? I mean, when Netflix has a series, yeah, and
That's when
Netflix
you've
has a
made it,
series, yeah. And they didn't
To
mention
their credit,
anything.
though, man, I think this is one of the things that helped catapult visibility for more people talking about it at the water cooler.
Yeah, we can't talk about Acosta. We can't talk about the
Ehud
passport.
Barak or Les Wexner. Well, when they mentioned Wexner a little bit.
They
in
did.
Netflix.
They did, but they don't ever can make the connection.
Whitney Webb. I mean,
Well, Whitney Webb, I think the investigative discovery series did a really good job, and it could have done better, but we can save some, like they didn't mention Acosta and Vicky Ward, but they did talk about the intelligence ties, they did talk about Les Wexner, they did focus heavily on Maria Farmer.
on the basically saying
It's called Who Killed
Who Killed Him? Yeah.
Who Killed Jeffrey Epstein,
No,
so.
yeah, totally. No, it's.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much universally accepted. It's accepted that he was murdered. You know, even people who don't look into this type of thing normally are like, wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, that was
You
the
know?
thing, I got so many calls that first day that fucking, he got arrested. And they're like, wow, Jeffrey Epstein. And I'm like, yeah, man. I wasn't just rambling 10 years ago. Yeah, thank God. And
Yeah.
I still, to this day, believe the only reason we saw these arrests are because of beat cops.
Yeah,
There's people on the
I
inside.
do believe it.
There's still
Shoes on
good
the
people.
ground.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, it's 94 to 97. He's being charged with these things. And Maria Farmer went there in 96. So you know the information that was given from Maria Farmer.
Hey, here's to Maria Farmer too, by the way,
Cheers.
guys.
And God
We
bless
know-
her. She's
yeah.
going through some
She's
tough.
got fucking cancer and trying to deal with this shit.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and Virginia Giuffre.
yes,
And to all the
and she's
victims.
still in it
This
right
is really
now.
what this is about, you know? Justice for all the young women who had to deal with this shit and have been dealing with it for the last 20, 25 years. You know? Maybe there's some hope.
Well, let's find out. I mean, I don't think the public buys. Obviously, the public doesn't buy into Jeffrey Epstein killing himself in the first place, right?
No.
However, do we get out on the street, Lives Matter style, at MCC if she does end up killing herself?
They should. Everyone should be out there doing that. Look, everybody wants equality for everybody. Everyone agrees that minorities, black people are targeted unfairly and treated like shit in this country. That's not like it's not like an unknown thing or a surprise. It's an obvious thing, and it needs to be dealt with, and it needs to change. But what also change is powerful people having access to children, being able to control the narrative, and being able to manipulate the poor and fuck with everybody, regardless of skin color. And that's really what this is all about at the end of the day. You know, it's what we should really be galvanizing together. Black, white, brown, whatever your skin color is, whatever orientation, gender, all of that, is the fact that there's a group of people who hoard all the wealth and all the power, and they fuck with everybody else, and they all look at us like we're a bunch of maggots. And that's the reality of it.
Thank you.
That's the truth.
100,000%. And that's in New York, guys. That's why we're here in New Hampshire, because again, Cuomo thinks you just say, you know what, Michael Bloomberg, be in charge of the new Gestapo, contact tracing force. And if you didn't see my Twitter feed today, they are now subpoenaing people, hitting people with subpoenas that refuse to talk to contact tracers. Well, I'll tell you one thing, motherfucker. There's no chance I'm talking to you other than to bitch you out on live camera and broadcast it. You better stay the fuck away from me with your Gestapo brown shirt, fucking have an ass. You're not law enforcement. You're nothing.
Wow.
You're a fucking disgrace, is what you are.
That was like when the Hillary people came to our door 4 years ago.
Wait, is that for real, Jason?
Yes.
What's happening? Is that just in New York City or all over?
No, state, the whole state.
So
the whole-
where you were, this was happening?
yes.
So you're talking about a contract tracer.
Contact tracer, yes.
Sorry, contact tracer coming up to you, and if you.
They didn't come to me, but no, throughout the state, they've hit other people that have now, because they're using the track trace sample. This has already happened to my friend Pete. I'm not going to say his last name, but he is a teacher. He already lost his job because of this, by the way. But he had a summer job. Now, he happened to be in North Carolina visiting his children while Cuomo first put out the first 8 states that were hotspots. He was already there.
Okay.
Okay? So he comes back, yeah, right? But his daughter posted a picture on Instagram of her father being there in North Carolina. The school saw it. They contacted him. And they said, you can either take 14 days quarantine and not start your job, or take a mandatory swab And if you come back negative, we'll let you do that, and we'll let you know in a few days. And now he's waiting for the negative test. He took the swab because he didn't want to take the 2 weeks
Shit,
off.
really?
Yes, it's already here.
Wow.
So that's one billionaire. Then you want Bill and Melinda Gates to reimagine education. What's that mean? What's that mean? Why the fuck are we letting them fucking reimagine anything? Bill Gates 10 years ago said he wanted to revolutionize education. Do you think that's for your benefit? You think that motherfucker cares about you? He doesn't. He doesn't. That's not what this is about. And then the fucking coup de grace, the fucking cherry on top, is Eric Schmidt's just going to reimagine everything else? Why not? Why not give the guy who wrote The New Digital Age, The Reshaping of Nations, Human Beings, and Businesses, carte blanche in the biggest city in the country and maybe even the world? Makes sense? Bilderberg fucking dude.
So this is building the construction of the smart city you're talking about.
He says he wants to create 5 smart cities within New York State.
And who's paying for it?
No, listen.
We are.
Let me just explain this to you. Right now, over at the thruway, right? At all the thruway stops, they put the cameras up now. Okay, the automated cameras, because they're getting ready to get rid of all the thruway workers. It's just going to be just like if I go to Massachusetts,
Yeah.
right? They have those cameras. So like if I get on the Massachusetts Turnpike instead, right? If I didn't come this way, I just end up getting a bill at my address.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's where it's
So
going to go.
that's
So you
coming
won't
in.
get a bill because you'll have a UBI and it'll come off your little UBI card automatically. You
It'll
just
be
won't
right
get
here,
that
you're
next
right in your
month.
wrist.
You know, I wish that I was wrong about these things, and I wish that there wasn't a cabal of evil human beings that are
Is
hell-bent.
that going to be the play with UBI, Burmis? They're going to have all these companies who are in on starting UBI being the ones to take.
You just made a ton of people super comfortable and challenged the fact they've been held inside because they hated their job so much they're working 40 hours a week for to maybe make $600 before taxes, and now you're giving them $900 to $1,000 after taxes to not go to work. How better do you sell a UBI?
Well, most people only got the $1,200 payment once, though.
No.
They got the $600 a week to not
Brother,
work.
my sister, I don't even want to get into it, but let's just say she hasn't worked in 3.5 months, she just bought a car.
She making more not
my
working?
brother,
No,
my,
she making more not work.
yes, 100%. Listen, my brother, who is a property owner, okay? I don't want to go into the specifics of it, but he claimed a very, very little, and he was very worried about how this was going. He now has a card that is plentiful, and he can't believe it. He's like, I didn't fucking work for that. I talked to my buddy, founder of the day, Jay Mandrick, put him out there.
Mandress, yeah. Mandress is still going on.
He's got his own YouTube channel. He just doubled his subscribers this week. If you want to learn about deep history, especially American history, on all sides of the table, Jay Mandrish is a dude. And he was one of those proponents for Yang anyway, and a UBI, okay? And he just had a second baby. And he goes to me, you know what, Burmis? He's like, when you say that people aren't going to want to go back to work after they're getting all these checks. And he goes, I was claiming something like $150 to $200 a week. I'm currently making $800 a week. He's like, you're right. I don't want to go back to
do nothing. Just stay inside.
To stay, and he likes to be around his kids. I get that. I want more time with family
Well,
too.
let's pay people more then. Let's pay people more. Let's make sure people are paid more to do their jobs. How do we do that?
I think that, I think
you think about families, right? Or single moms or a single parent or,
listen, we could have a system where it was legitimate work for legitimate pay.
Mm-hmm.
We could also have a real healthcare system.
Right, with real benefits, real health care, and pay that's
Instead,
some integrity and decency for people who...
we don't. We have an exploitation system.
Absolutely.
We have a media military industrial complex that promotes it, that anytime, whether it's a war they want or a crisis like this,
There's always money there.
There's always, you print it out of fucking nowhere. And like it just never exists. What would it do?
Ron Paul's like, they're printing out all this money.
You're in a society they don't even want to tell you to be healthy and eat. Why would they tell you anything else? Looks like this much better feed all of a sudden since we came back. It's much clearer, folks.
What do we got for questions here? What do we got, Drew?
Jason got his hair did. Jason is blunted. People are not racist. Well, there are racists out there. Let's not be crazy. But overall, I would say most of them aren't. Some kind of new tax UBI should be for families taking care of their own. Caregivers for young and old. Listen, there's an easy way to do it. Okay? Really, really easy. You have a government formed by the people. You get rid of all lobbyists, all lobby money. You make that legal. You bring back the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. You no longer have a national security state where you can literally lie to the public constantly and then fucking try to take people out of other countries and imprison them as cyber terrorists when they expose your war crimes. If we had the constitutional republic we began with, where you actually had to amend the Constitution, it would usually be for the better, like the Constitution was. Remember that whole 3/5 of a person? Not anymore. Now everybody's a person. That was a mistake. They had a way out. Remember when women couldn't vote? Well, guess what? We fixed that too.
T20.
That's right. You fixed the bad things constitutionally and you reined fucking government in. Guys, before we go to the bar, what would you like to leave the audience with?
Hey, Jason, thanks for having us on. We'll do some more tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I have not had a break in work since this shit dropped in March, and I'm very thankful for that. It's mentally taxing, anyone who does a job full-time and everything that goes along with that. But there's a lot of people out there that are struggling right now, and people that I know, and it's hard. It's a really hard thing that's going on in our country. It's compounded by social media, by the regular media, by everything. There's so much negativity out there. I want everyone to look at all the positivity that we have in our lives. We have friendships, we have our family. We still live in a great country where there's a lot of possibility and a lot of potential, and I just want everyone to keep that in mind.
Yeah, fucking ain't Hong Kong. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, we're not Hong Kong, and
But apparently, even just talking about Hong Kong in a negative manner and what they've just done makes us terrorists by this
oh,
new law.
we just
Overseas,
subverted, we just subverted law.
Yeah, we did. No, dude, oh my goodness. When I was listening to this new law, it's so draconian that, like, if you orate against them, you're like a foreign entity enemy. Like,
Who wrote it? Richard Pearl?
Probably. Richard Pearl probably summoned fucking the demon of Crowley and let it inherit his body as he fucking just Xi-chinged.
I'm really glad to see that people are waking up to the fuckery that's going on from what Jason correctly labels the predator class. Regular people are waking up to that shit, and that's very encouraging. Maybe it's okay that we've had a little break from sports so we can actually look at what's truly good in our world. I don't know. I think
That's how I feel. I like positivity. I want everyone to stay positive. Researching this stuff can get you down and make you depressed and sad. But today was a great day, so we're celebrating that, and I'm going to stay cautiously optimistic about it.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully I'll also go and get the rest of my studio in order, and then I'm going to stay somewhere else where maybe I'll have better internet, maybe I won't, but I'm going to be trying to broadcast it 3 to 7 times and do the legit stuff. We'll see. Love you guys. See you on the flip side.